2020, two brave heroes face a strange new world, teeming with undiscovered hotties. These are the new adventures of Jamie and Ashley. This is Hott Minute, Season 3.
That says it all.
I mean, thanks everybody.
Thanks
to Mike Shepard for that
amazing new season 3 theme song intro. I'm gonna just use that for my days.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wake up. That felt so important to me.
It felt good. I felt good about it.
I can see myself on tape in the BBC series that is this podcast in the jumpsuits.
Like, I saw myself on a horse in a
Majestic.
glen.
Oh.
Yeah. This is Hott Minute.
Hi.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Ashley.
And this is a podcast where we talk about who's hot and why, and sometimes we get off topic.
But that's okay.
It's fun.
We have fun. We're friends.
Oh, man. Today we're going to talk about who's hot. We're going to talk about hiatus hotties. We took about a year? How long was this?
You know, there were some months there.
Yeah, there's some months. We lived some life.
Seasons.
Saw some things. Stroked some strokes.
Been there. Done that.
Rubbed some nubs. We saw
took some notes.
Some babies. We saw some human babies. And hot babies. This show is brought to you by We Own This Town. You get to be a part of this show. You can always text 240-TADHOTT, 240-TAD-HOT, and put a name in the Bag of Hotties. At the end of this show, we will pull some names out, and we will just tell you if they're hot or not. Mm-hmm. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Hott Minute, HOTT Minute. And I have a question.
Yeah, Jamie.
It's on the tip of my tongue. What is it? Ashley.
Yeah.
I get it now. Who you crushing on?
Jamie, I'm so glad you asked me that. It's been a long time since we've talked about crushes. There was a lot of this, a lot of videos that I watched, lots
viral
of thoughts
content
that I had, bears that I've seen or thought about. I did see a bear over Christmas holiday actually in Gatlinburg, climbing up the mountain right by our cabin.
Was he sexy?
It was a baby bear, so no. But talk to me about that bear in 10 years. But who am I crushing on other than just nature generally? Yeah. Obviously, the answer is Young Harvey Fierstein.
Well, of course.
Obviously. I do have a list of names. Young Harvey Fierstein is on there. No,
please elaborate.
You know how sometimes you just go down the spiral of like, what's going on? Well, I suppose for me it all started with cats. I was reading about cats, which led me to read about T.S. Lewis, T.S. Eliot.
I was just like, sure. Is that a Christian thing?
Anyway, his widow accepted a Tony in the 80s because Cats is all based on poems.
Yeah.
And his widow accepted the Tony in 1981, 82, 83 or whatever. And I was like, well, who else fucking won Tonys in 83? Click.
Of course.
Harvey Fierstein for Torch Song trilogy, which I've never seen.
I made it sound like I
You're
knew
a
it.
theater person, though.
Yeah,
You're way more of a theater person than me.
I went to theater. I went to school in Crockett, Texas. So it was like Crimes of the Heart, Little Women, it was, there were no gay men in my theater.
Apparently, before Harvey Fierstein, there were no gay men in theater. And this is what made him somewhat famous. Apparently,
I didn't know.
I started watching all these interviews with him from the 80s. He was apparently the first openly gay person to win a best
I was about to say
best book. I don't know what Tonys
That's
are.
a strong openly.
And I watched this interview with him. He was interviewed by Barbara Walters, and she was just trying to figure out this whole homosexual thing.
What is it?
And is monogamy possible for the homos? It was insane. It was fucking nuts. And he was like,
what a fucking boob.
He's like, I'm a human being.
Right.
You have in your head ideas that are from media, that are preconceived. And she was like, and this is in the early 80s, and she was like, I couldn't have even done a show about gay people 5 years ago. And he pushes her. He's like, actually, you could have. Barbara Walters could have. You just have to be fucking. And he's just calling her out on her bullshit. shit, and he was cute.
That's sexy.
As
Yeah, he was.
fuck too.
He
like
was.
that's the thing. It's like I had no. He's so like avuncular in my head. My context for him is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Right.
He's the uncle, and he's the
and he's got a few pounds on him, and he's Harvey Fierstein.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Cuddly, kind of like.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, check him out when he was 30 years old, and we would all be on a date right now with Harvey.
Cool.
Harv. Anyway, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Mine is way less important. Mine is that over Christmas / Hanukkah, I watched all the new Bond movies because Brad had never seen them, and they're fine.
Casino Royale.
Yeah, that's the song. Sky Falls, Casino.
And then there's the Jack White one that's just like guitar.
And it's Alicia Keys. That song sounds like they recorded it separately on different weeks.
Yes.
And she's just like, oh yeah, James Bond.
Like it was supposed to be The Weeknd at first, but like he dropped out. It's like, can we get Jack White?
He wasn't born yet. This is like 2010. Yeah. So Daniel Craig in those movies. And I remember when he got named Bond, and I was like, I grew up with Pierce Brosnan and, all the classic horrible
Again,
Bonds.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
It touches all things.
It touches all things. And so I remember like being like, a blonde Bond? Could we even? And kind of thinking like, this guy looks like a thumb with muscles.
His face wasn't pretty.
No.
He looks like he's like the handsomest boxer. And it's
okay. And then he grows on you over time, and you're like, yeah, he's Bond in this new world. That's great. But he never really did it for me. The thing that made him hot initially years ago was when Rachel Weisz, who's like the hottest person on earth, was like, yeah, I fucks with him.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well then me too. Me too, Rachel Weisz. I would do this.
Yeah.
But cut forward, I watched all the Bonds. I'm doing the accent.
Oh boy.
I go to the Cinemaplex on Christmas. I see Knives Out a romp. I see a whodunit romp.
A whodunit romp starring Mr. Craig, starring Danny.
Starring Danny Craig, doing broad comedy, doing absurd broad comedy. Is it the best comedic performance of all time? No. Is it the best movie of all time? We know that's a no, because Ashley's got thoughts on it. It's fine. It was fun. Mm-hmm. I basically want to watch like A Fish Called Wanda all the time, so it did it for me. I was like, Jamie Lee Curtis is on my screen.
I forgot she was even in that until you literally just reminded me.
Like basically, it's total pandering to people who are nostalgic for like those movies from the 80s. It's like, do you like Trading Places? You like Fish Called Wanda? You like Daniel Craig doing a dumb thing?
It was more like that, though.
I mean, right? I know. But whatever. So him just doing broad comedy got
Is this the first time that he's done comedy?
To my knowledge, I went on his IMDb, and I couldn't really see because he'd done Layer Cake and all these Guy Ritchie like tough guy things. And I'd always heard a rumor that he wasn't really that smart. And
Guy Ritchie?
No. Oh. Well, he married Madonna, so I don't know what that means.
He made those Sherlock Holmeses.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, but so Daniel Craig, apparently Rian Johnson told him, like, go nuts. So, like, certain things are, like, ad-libbed. He sings a Eliza Minnelli song at one point in the movie, and that was his idea to do, because he really likes
Liza Minnelli songs?
Oh, okay.
Is he a theater actor?
Harvey. Oh, I'm sure
Did he come
British.
up in theater? Yeah, 93. Oh, Angels in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, I was like, there's got to be a certain level of like smarts going on to like perform in this role. And so he became a little sexy to me for the first time.
He was by far the best part of that movie.
Oh, for sure.
He also, like he did the thing that that I love, because I've talked about this with other actors. Last season, I discussed Matthew McFadden, who was like the same kind of thing where he's like an English actor, British actor. He's either doing a romantic lead or you're like the main guy, but then you do a comedy switch.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut ahead and say next episode is all about Succession.
Oh, we're going to So put your dick in the book. Put your dick in the book and just close it up and save that for next week.
Just fold your dick up, put a placeholder in there. I had him at the top of my list to talk about because I've got words about Matthew McFadden. We talked about him last season.
Yeah.
Not my Darcy. # not my Darcy. He is my new guy. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
He's amazing, and I do want to say that I was there first. I was on the front wave of Matthew McFadden.
You were.
Is a star.
You were on Matthew McFadden stan culture.
I invented it.
It's like K-pop stars, Matthew McFadden, Ashley is leading.
Oh
the
my
charge.
God. Oh, I'm going to take you guys in some new fucking places later today.
Can't not wait. Anyway, that's my crush. It's kind of basic.
But I want to talk more about like his performance in that movie because it was good.
I have a transition out of this.
I thought his performance was
masterfully.
fun. Yes.
Set me up.
It
was fun.
It was. I thought his performance... Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I giggled at things he said the entire... Like, anytime he was on screen, I giggled. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, what does he say? Shit. I should have written it down. There's one point where he just walks into a scene, and this is... I know for a fact this was ad-libbing, because, like, I'm not, like, an actor all the time, but I've been on a set, and I can tell when, like, something is scripted and when somebody's kind of going off a little bit. And when he walks into this one scene, they're like, there's like a fire, and it's like a crack in the case. There's been a fire, and all these records are destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
And he just gets out of his car, and he says something to the effect of like, "Well, ham and eggs." Like he just like yells this like weird non sequitur, like, "Well, Rotel sauce." I don't know what it is. He just screams something totally stupid. Obviously, I'm not remembering this well. And I, like, just giggled long and, like, people were like, there were plot points happening, and I was like,
there were kind of plot points
There were kind of loose plot points happening.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is this episode's all about hiatus hotties. So we did this last season. We're not together during these hiati.
Not too often, yeah.
We saw each other at the Hanukkah party.
I was going to say you came to my Hanukkah party.
Ashley and I worked together actually all last year.
I went to wear my t-shirt that you gave me today. I completely forgot. Jamie got me this wonderful present where it was the Simpsons non-threatening hotties.
Non-threatening boys hotline.
Yeah.
I bought myself one. Also forgot it.
We'll wear it. We'll both wear them next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ashley and I worked together last year.
We did work together.
On a YouTube show based on the show Love After Lockup.
For WeTV.
I got a holiday candy tower from WeTV as an official.
They sent the candy towers to our office. I did not personally get a candy tower. I had to share the candy with my coworkers.
I got a whole one by myself.
I know. I got super fucking jealous.
I know.
I texted you about it. I was mad.
Ashley worked so much harder than I did on this. I showed up hungover in makeup, and I got my own candy tower. Such a showbiz bitch.
It's behind the scenes. Now you know. That's behind the scenes look at how it all works.
And it was totally my YouTube channel and show that I conceived and did by myself. Anyway, but in that time when we weren't working and just having latkes, we were crushing.
Oh my God, were we?
Oh my God, just damp, just sliding all over town. And I will go with one from Knives Out. Crush, like my real crush is Ana de Armas, who played the main character.
Okay, yes.
Could she be prettier? Could she be cuter? She cries pretty. She looked good in mom jeans.
Did she ever, right?
She was just a cutie. I already thought she was cutie when she was in Blade Runner. She's like the sexy cyborg girlfriend that he has in Blade Runner.
She's the Blade.
She's Blade.
Okay. She's Blade.
She replaced Wesley Snipes as Blade. She's Cuban.
Okay.
Just cute as can be. Little cleft chin.
Oh, does she? Yeah.
You want to know a new fact? Gonna be in the new Bond girl with Daniel Craig.
Good for her. So I guess, their on-set chemistry was probably just like off the charts, right?
I like to think that I think she might have been cast as a Bond girl.
Is she 24? How old is she?
Let's be honest. Oh, she's 14. Knives Out was filmed in a weekend.
Do you want to hear my actual first thought?
It was written in a week.
Do you want to hear what a piece of shit I am? So, Knives Out, starting the film. I'm in the theater.
Yeah.
The lights dim. The screen comes on. So the first thing you see is the house.
Yeah.
My first thought is nouveau riche. I was like, oh,
these people. Well, but they touch on it in the movie. Mm-hmm. They're trying to act like it's like this old money, and then they're like, this house was purchased in 82.
You bought this house from a real estate agent. Yeah.
they touch on it. I thought it was funny. But anyway, she's cute as can be, very beautiful. She was a hiatus hottie for me, really just the whole time. Like, she showed up and I was like, what a beauty.
She's completely new to me. And always, so she's got just like, did she get a new manager or something?
I don't
She's
know.
like in James Bond now. She's like,
Yeah. So here's a funny thing. So my boyfriend went to Cuba on like a weird trip with his family. I say weird. I just mean like it was an odd scenario in which they went there. Pretty cool. Won't go into that because you can't just like go to Cuba right now.
you could and then you couldn't. They gave it to you and then they took it away.
So this trip was planned before you couldn't go anymore. Anyway, so went on this thing. When I said that she was Cuban, because he, of course, was like, she's pretty. I was like, no shit. She's like the prettiest girl I've ever seen. He was like, I wonder if she has to send all of her money back to her family. Like, is she a Cuban national? Because, like, if you're a Cuban national, I think you have to, like,
So she's Cuban? She's not, like, Cuban-American? She's not, like, born in Miami?
So the reason I didn't even think about it, and then he said that, and then she was on the red carpet, on the E-red carpet at the Golden Globes.
She was on the E-red carpet.
Talking
from Havana to the E-red carpet. What a journey.
Talking to the specter that is Juliana DePandy, or no, Juliana, and she was like, I called my parents in Havana to tell them. So is she
was born in Havana.
But her family still lives there, so she still send her money back to Havana? I don't know. She's infinitely now more interesting to me. Is she involved in some sort of...
You know that she didn't get that much for Knives Out, number one. You know that she got like fucking $10,000 and bagels for Knives Out. So
they're like, Anna, you can keep the clothes.
Anna, can you bring your own wardrobe? So you're poor, maybe wear your own jeans.
And her car's like that in the movie. They're like, can you get one of the old jalopies from Havana?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so she's cute.
And you got to see her throw up a lot, which is always sexy.
I loved. Yeah. Nothing sexier than a girl puking. Yeah, so that's like one of my first hiatus hotties.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I had another hiatus hottie.
Who?
Have you ever heard of an actor by the name of Guy Pearce?
Have I?
Well, let me tell you. I just watched some Guy Pearce shit over the break at various points.
And you liked it.
I saw some of the new Christmas Carol that I believe it was in FX. It was very bad. It was not good. I would not recommend it to you or your loved ones or you listening at home or in your car.
I'm going to tell you what, though. I bet there is some fanfic about a Daddy Scrooge.
Daddy Scrooge was in it throughout. Like, Guy Pearce was a sexy Scrooge. I don't know what to tell you. Guy Pearce is a sexy evil robot. Guy Pearce is a sexy drag queen. Guy Pearce is a sexy whatever. Like,
I've had a crush on Guy Pearce. Exudes sexuality in whatever he's doing. And again, he literally can be like, I'm the librarian. And you're like, he fucks.
Absolutely.
Like, he fucks. One thing I've always loved about him is he's so thin that his nasolabial folds are literally like just they're so deep.
His face looks like dick skin. But like in the best way.
I mean,
Avi.
yeah, you know
it's
what I
great.
Mean? So
obviously, you know what I mean.
I definitely think my first like inkling that I was a Guy Pearce appreciator was LA Confidential, which we've talked about. A movie now that like I'm not gonna go back and watch that. Like fuck that.
Yeah.
But he is the slimiest, sleaziest, idiotic, bad character you're not supposed to be attracted to. And I was like in 7th grade and I was like, oh boy.
Is it because of like his glasses? And that?
Yeah, because he had glasses.
Yeah.
And he was like a little mean. And I was like, oh, okay.
Here we go. Oh my God.
That's my type. And then Memento, he had like stick and poke tats.
Yep.
And bleach blonde hair.
I just also recently watched The King's Speech like again. Like that's a movie I've seen like a couple of times.
That's what Ashley would do.
I've seen King's Speech like fucking 5 times. It is super embarrassing. But yeah, he's good at a dickhead.
Yes.
You know, like
he's excellent in Priscilla Queen of the Desert. Like that movie's like perfect.
Yeah.
That's actually is that on your list of movies that are good?
That is a good movie. That is an actual good movie. There's only 40, and that's one of them.
He's incredible in that. And that's kind of like what broke him. That's how you got to know who he was. Here's my favorite Guy Pearce thing. I just took this one, your crush over.
No.
You know who he's married to, right?
I don't.
Carice Van Houten. Do you know who that is?
She's obviously the
Melisandre.
Red Queen from the Red Witch from Game of Thrones.
He is married to Big Titty Red Witch. So you know his dick skin on that face knows what to do.
For sure.
You know she's not going to be with somebody that doesn't know what's up.
Yeah. I like his looks and I like his acting and I like... I just like the gist of him.
I bet if I ran into him, I would be appalled at how much larger I am than him. And I'm not a large woman. I'm like 5'5".
I'm just curious to Google now his height.
He seems slight.
But he's sinewy, I would say. He's 5'10".
Wow.
That's taller than I thought.
That's way taller than I thought.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. All right.
You know who's really tall?
Who?
You know who's really tall is the actor named Lee Pace.
Oh my
God. Who is 6'5".
He's so tall. That's almost grossly tall.
He's 6'5". Me and my boyfriend.
I don't know if you know this, but Ashley and me both have boyfriends.
We watched the show *Halt and Catch Fire*, which Lee Pace is in, and like anytime there was almost like kind of a moving Lee Pace scene, Dave would just go, "He's got the biggest fucking head I've ever seen," which is true. He's like the most ginormous noggin. It takes up the entire screen. It's fucking great. It's fucking great.
I'm just picturing like Kang and Kodos from The Simpsons. Like he's literally just a head with like some toes on it.
And big eyebrows. He's like all eyebrows and just like noggin.
I think Lee Pace is handsome.
Lee Pace is handsome.
He's handsome.
But if we're talking *Halt and Catch Fire* hotties, and I believe we are now.
I think we are.
Jamie, I got 2 words for you.
Who?
Scoot McNairy.
Oh, about to scoot. I'm about to scoot my McNairy all up over the...
Obviously, everyone listening knows exactly who Scoot McNairy is.
Scoot McNairy, okay, actually, I'm going to tell...
You need to go. Talk about him.
I'm going to tell a really quick anecdote that I don't know if I've revealed to the audience that I am a powerful psychic. I don't know if I've told you guys that. So one day, I'm not even joking, I texted Ashley. It was so crazy. But one day, I was sitting at my computer working, and all of a sudden, a name popped in my head. I promise you this, and it was Scoot McNairy. I maybe had seen it at some point. I was not watching any programs with him in them. Mm-hmm. That is not someone who is in my purview.
No.
I then Googled him, and I was like, fuck, that dude is so hot. Wow. Went, as I do with anything, to text Ashley and be like, oh my God, have you ever seen this guy? He's so hot. As I went to pull up my text, I went had Twitter was open as well. In that moment, Ashley tweeted about Scoot McNairy and with pictures of him, and I literally fell out, flipped out.
This happened simultaneously.
Yes.
We both had...
And it wasn't like I'm misremembering. I was genuinely freaked out.
Cupid's arrow struck both of us with Scoot right in the heart.
Oh
and
my God.
I cannot encourage you all enough to just look up this man.
Get on it.
First of all, *Halt and Catch Fire* is a very good show. It's like the first two seasons are... The first season is okay. The second season is better. The last 2 seasons will knock you off your feet. I mean, it is everything that you ever want. It's better than a television show. It's the human condition.
It's better than a television show.
It is so much better than a TV. Oh my God. The last season of *Halt and Catch Fire* is better than every movie that's won an Oscar in the past 10 years.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
I mean,
I'm not kidding.
So the thing that's so serendipitous about all of our crushes, Scoot is so hot. Mm-hmm. Scoot is from Austin, I believe.
Oh, let me say something about
Tell
Scoot
me more.
Too. This is in *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Yeah.
So this is his character. So *Halt and Catch Fire* starts in the 80s and ends. It runs from 83 to 94. Season 1 is 1983, and he has a beard. So it's like an 80s beard, and he's a tech nerd. He's a computer nerd in the show, and he's logging on to like his computer chat room in like 1988, and his username is Sexy Beard. Ugh. And then he gets a mustache at one point. He is the hottest 80s dad. If you guys ever wanted to fuck your dad in the 80s, you need to watch *Halt and Catch Fire*.
He needs to like gain 40 pounds and listen to more Foghat.
He reminds me of Calvin's dad from like the Calvin and Hobbes comic strips. Like that overall type.
The thing about Scoot and Guy... First of all, the thing about them both look ace in glasses. Also, the jaw.
Yeah.
Sinewy, just square jaw, but it's not a square jaw like a
comic book.
Yeah, it's not like the incel obsessed, like, oh, we have to get square jaws so girls will fuck us. Like, it's not that. It's like it's gentler than that. Like, Scoot McNairy looks like he has experimented with needle drugs, and I like it.
I Googled him before we started recording. He is on Twitter, but here's like 2 great things. Like, number 1, he hasn't tweeted since like 2016. And number 2, like all of the things he tweeted were just like nature pics. I love that.
I think that's stupid.
I think that's cool because to me, he's just, he's like, fuck the noise.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
I
feel like
famous.
me.
You're on fucking
and
TV.
Scoot, he was in a Tarantino movie.
Right. Oh, he was. The Western one?
Once Upon a Time in the Hollywood. The one with the Manson family. He played an actor in that. He's in like one scene where he plays an actor who's playing like a cowboy.
Yes. Yeah. I remember now. He's
the best fucking, and he's so fucking good.
You're right.
He's really good at acting, and he's really good at being hot.
So the thing that's so funny is I didn't know you were going to talk about Scoot. I also wrote Scoot McNairy down, and guess who else I wrote down for different reasons?
Who?
Mackenzie Davis, who's also in Halt and Catch Fire. I wrote her down though as a hiatus hottie because I did not see this movie and don't care, but she was also in Blade Runner 2049.
Okay, yeah.
She played the prostitute version of Ana de Armas, so I'm like, even though that movie did not come out like during the summer, for some reason I like just thought about it some, and I was like, I want to fuck literally everyone in the movie.
You know who else is hot on Halt and Catch Fire? Now we're just talking about the cast is Toby fucking Huss.
Oh, Toby Huss.
Oh my
Boomhauer.
God. Listen.
Yes. No, Toby Huss is hot.
You know what?
I would literally fuck anyone that's ever been on King of the Hill. Kathy and Jimmy, get in my panties.
Jamie, you need to watch *Halt and Catch Fire*, and you need to experience. I'm gonna cry. As a Texan, I want you to experience what Toby Huss does in this show. He is perfect.
Okay.
He's perfect.
Okay.
He is the good old boy stereotype, and he turns it right on his head. It's incredible.
I'm looking right now at a picture of Toby Huss, and I'm in.
You're in.
I'm in.
All of these fellas are kind of dick skinny looking. Like, everyone,
Toby Huss looks like a straight cartoon hot version of Jackie Earle Haley in this photo. Like, if they were like, Jackie, give
us a sexy Jackie Earle Haley, and it's like, his name is Toby Huss. We got him on the line. Yeah.
And he's like, oh my. Scoot. Damn. Just every. So anyway, Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She's absolutely beautiful. She has the most beautiful face. Her face is so perfect. She's also in the Black Mirror episode San Junipero, which is like the
only good one.
Literally the only good episode of that terrible show. Because it's not like spooky cell phones are evil. It's like just a cool thing. It's like so she's beautiful, and she's given off some like powerful, sexy Linda Hamilton vibes. She was in The Terminator.
Yeah.
Which I still haven't seen, and the movie failed miserably, and they won't make another one, but I loved that it happened.
All these people must have really good managers and agents and whatnot.
Like, I'm so jealous of that girl's career, but I also don't look anything like this lithe, supple blonde.
Also, there were lots of scenes of her in *Halt and Catch Fire* where I got real jealous of like her elegant hands. You know what I mean? It's like her fingers are like.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Not since Nicole Kidman has there been an actress with more beautiful hands.
Her hands are stunning. Her hands are stunning.
Girl,
can we just call her up and just be like, take a pic?
Mackenzie, do you do a paraffin wax?
You know how horny men are like sexy actress name plus feet?
Yes.
Where women are like sexy actress name plus hands.
Plus delicate hands.
Plus lovely. Give the woman a piano. I just want to see her play.
Ashley, I was literally about to say that. I was like, I bet she's good.
They had her typing on the keyboard a lot in that show, so you see a lot of. She's like, I'm programming how to live. Like, yeah, all that shit,
babe. So I mean, we really rolled into that one. I have a lot. So if we're talking about computers and hacking, Rami Malek.
I forgot about him. How's he doing?
You know, he won an Oscar. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did.
I never saw that movie, and I never will. It looks so bad. I cannot watch it. I couldn't even watch the trailer for it.
If you ever are tempted, just like watch the Live Aid performance. You know what I mean? It's like,
exactly. Or I can just watch incredible video footage of the actual Freddie Mercury, who is literally a perfect human.
Any Queen music video,
right? Like I don't want to watch Bobo, Rami Malek, Queen, and also there was a whole controversy where they brushed over like him being basically gay, kind of a major component of that story. Anyway,
our name is Queen. It means nothing. Like,
we think she's pretty cool.
We love her, but she's on our money.
And we like money, I'll say. Anyway, so Rami Malek, I wrote Lost Me for a Minute. I don't even remember when I wrote this. Like, this is all probably drunk.
On your phone, yeah.
That's on my phone. But then Mr. Robot came back. This last season of Mr. Robot, I have many friends who could give a shit about it. This last season of Mr. Robot, on fucking point. And bigger, though, than my crush on Rami is my crush on B.D. Wong, the actor.
Oh, yeah.
The actor in Mr. Robot that plays White Rose, B.D. Wong.
Law and Order,
Jurassic Park. B.D. Wong is, I think, underappreciated in our world. Mm-hmm. His portrayal of White Rose in Mr. Robot is incredible, because anyone else with a lesser actor that would easily be crazy it could be like transphobic, it could be because it's a villain that is struggling with gender identity. And at first I was sort of like, why do we have not an actual transgender person? Because of the way that the show is done, he has to like go back and forth from the two worlds a lot. It makes a lot of sense when you watch it. Because at first I was sort of like, are we not handling this well? But his performance is incredible because it's a villain that isn't really a villain. It's like both the worst, most dynamic, scariest Jafar level kind of baddie, mixed with like nuanced. He'll do a monologue and you're like, well,
which is always fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's super fun, but it's not chewing the scenery villainry. It's like very
nuanced villainry.
Yeah, it's nuanced villainry. Like I said, a lesser actor would not deliver those lines in a way that he is able to do them. You watch a scene and you're just like, maybe I want to join his Chinese hacking cult.
There's so many actors and people where it's like, hey, I'll just low key do like 200 fucking episodes of Law and Order. Oh, you know what I mean? I just work all the time and I'm good at my job.
Seems nice. I think that's the thing. I think B.D. Wong seems like a nice guy,
which is why he's good at the ambiguous villain, because you're like, I totally would trust this man with whatever. It's like, you are in charge of the computer systems at my dinosaur park, you know, like, or what the fuck ever.
Yes. I'm like, okay. He's incredible as an actor. Oh, also Rami fucks in this season. Pretty cool.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's like, finally.
Did he fuck a robot?
No, he fucks like a really pretty woman.
Good for him. And her.
But it's cool. You know, why wouldn't you?
You know what I wrote down?
What?
I wrote down that AOC is a flat hair legend.
Ooh.
I have really, really flat hair. I have really thin, flat hair. It just kind of falls on my head. Mm-hmm. It's not thick. It's not lustrous. It is what it is. Yeah. Life is life. I'll be damned if I don't see myself represented in the halls of power on AOC's head. Yes. She knows how to wear her flat hair all of the ways.
All the ways.
Down. In a ponytail.
Yep.
In a loose, low bun. In a low bun.
Yep. She does clippy bun really well because she has the flat hair. Yeah. I can't do clippy bun. I have thicker hair.
I Google, and she does everything right. Yeah. And everything she does is good and right. And because I literally Googled, I was like, the only other way to wear your hair when you're like, this isn't a braid. That's it. And so I Googled like, AOC braid, and there's a picture, and then she's like, this braid is a representation of my heritage and stuff, you know what I mean? And it was like a whole thing of like this, it's just like everything she does was like perfect.
Also, like, I ideologically agree with her on many, many points. Also, she is just a stone cold capital F.
Her hair, I'm gonna be watching the space being the top of her head, because like I literally I can't fucking do anything with my hair. I can't, and neither can she. And to me, that's inspiring in a lot of ways. Like, I'm getting sworn into, Congress, and she's like, well, time to put my hair in a ponytail because that's how I dress it up, because that's the only fucking thing I can do. She has the same hair as me, and I'm just so proud of her for not listening to the thick hair haters out there who want to tell, I'm sure oh my God, she's got staff. They're like, just get extensions or whatever.
Just do a perm.
She won't, and she won't. And I know that she's doing it for me and other women like me.
They're like, Alexandra, do a perm, do crimped bangs.
She said never.
I've always been a big fan of her teeth.
Because they're her real teeth.
They're real ass teeth, but they're really nice. Here's the thing I like about her teeth. They're like my teeth.
They are.
Because she has two front teeth that are a little bucky, and then she has the second teeth are like a little smaller, and then she's got like little vampire teeth, and I'm like, oh, teeth twins. Except they're in a head that is nicer than mine.
Smarter, more ambitious.
It's like smarter, prettier, thinner, like more
powerful, interesting, deadly, as the case may be. And she's doing all these things with flat hair and buck teeth, and God bless her.
God,
it makes me feel good.
Bless her. And hey, you know what she can do better than I can? Red lips.
Oh my God. Ugh.
She took them teeth and she's like, guess what, bitch? I'm going to put red lipstick on these teeth. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that.
I really am. It's like even her hair, it's like she barely even like mixes up her part. It's like she's so basic. Like I love it.
Her part is honestly kind of a mess.
It's because oh my God, she's... I just know what she's dealing with. I bet she has a widow's peak. Let me see her hairline. Not really, but it starts kind of far back.
But you know what? She has. There's a stray baby hair. I got that. I got a cowlick up at the top. I feel you.
Oh, it's just wonderful, and it just makes me feel so good to see such flat hair in Congress.
I love flat hair, and I love them teeth. Speaking of hair, you want to know who I was crushing on?
Who?
Megan Rapinoe.
Oh yeah.
Soccer hair. I don't have a ton to say about her other than she pissed a lot of people that I hate off, which I loved. I love a winner. Everybody loves a winner. I love someone who just has a bold dye job. Like she just had a bold dye job and just like swag for days and days. Like
faux hawk.
Yeah, but not even faux hawk. It was just like that whole team was like attractive and like winning, and I don't care about sports, but I was like, yeah, I'll care about these sports. This is great.
So I have a stupid question that you may or may not know the answer to. Is there a women's World Cup every 4 years like there's a men's every 4 years?
I don't know.
Okay. Or is there a women's World Cup like every year?
I think I have no idea. I have no idea. And honestly, I don't care. I just wrote the power, the sass, the haircut, the jawline.
You've mentioned jawlines like twice today. A couple times.
Guy. Yeah. Megan. Honestly, AOC has a stellar jaw.
She does.
I'm loving all of it. You go, actually.
Oh, I
could have gone back into a jaw.
I didn't have much of a list. I'll be honest. I was going to say something briefly about marbled paper. I just I like the process as
Speaking of jawlines.
Like the craft of marbling. I find it really interesting. If you guys go on YouTube, there's like different kinds, like Japanese style, like use a different kind of ink or whatever. But there's this cool video from like the 70s of it's like we marble paper in the traditional way, and I could just watch that shit for fucking hours.
Is it the same thing where it's like they put it in a tub and they put different paint and they just dip?
That's exactly
it. I love watching the marble guitars. Have you ever watched that?
I've never seen that, but you can marble anything. Yes, and I love it.
A friend of mine, Rachel, who is an artist, who is much smarter than me at pretty much across the board. She's the AOC of Nashville in my life. We used to send each other marbling videos of people just marbling shit.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool.
Yes.
It's so fun and just satisfying to watch. And these people do these beautiful little paisley patterns. And it's just so cool.
Marbling nails. Do you like to...
I've never seen that, but you can get. I was at like an art craft. I was at like the art store down by Third Man the other day, and you can get like it's like $20 to get the inks at least. Like, but then it's like no, I got to get a tub, and I don't know. Like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to marble some stuff in 2020. Yeah, one of my 2020 goals is to marble something. I guess.
Let's marble a bag of hotties and auction it off at our rally for Scoot McNairy.
Our scoot rally. The goal is just to get him to show up and like be nice to me.
I mean, honestly, like I feel like Scoot McNairy, he's from Austin, so I feel like he would know the next person I'm going to talk about, who's Edie Patterson.
Yes. Very funny.
Edie Patterson, super funny. She was in Knives Out. Actually, it took me a second to realize she was in it. I think she was underutilized in that film. And she's also in Righteous Gemstones. Everyone's loving that. It's super funny. The place where she made it onto my list is that she portrays, frankly, to me, the only funny character in the Between Two Ferns movie on Netflix. I do like that character. I think Zach Galifianakis is funny, like whatever. The movie, it's hard to do a long form movie of like a sketch, basically. I don't know if you've ever...
Ask the Roxbury guys.
Oh my God, I was just about to say that. Like, ask just Rob Schneider how that goes, typically. And she is on screen for all of like 11 minutes.
Okay.
And she just plays a character who I like to think she just made up and just showed up one day. I have no idea how this all went down, but it's so bizarre. I don't even want to explain it. But
I didn't see this. I don't
honestly
really watch
like
this. Ferns.
I don't watch the whole movie.
Yeah.
She's in like the kind
Just
of
get her 11 minutes.
Yes, she's kind of in the beginning, and she owns the studio where he produces the show, and she's like really mean, and her name is Cheryl Clartz, and it's that
Cheryl,
alone.
that's good. Yeah.
Cheryl Clartz, and she's really, really, really like. I just kept rewinding and watching her. She talks like this, and she has a real crazy accent, and it's not a real accent that anyone would use. And then when I learned she was from Texas, I was like, she is mocking people that I actually know that are just like, yeah, okay, I'm down my
It's like, I could tell that she was like for real Southern because my context for her is like all these Danny McBride shows that are on HBO. Yeah,
totally.
So, but it's like, yeah.
Yes. She's a crush just because I wish I was her, basically,
she plays,
or my
like,
friend.
Really fucked up people.
Yes.
Like all of her characters are like the darkest fucking shit you've ever
so
seen
good.
in your life. It's
So good.
and she's fucking hilarious.
She's fucking hilarious. She's very like normal on Twitter and like very gracious, and it's just like this really sweet kind of thing. And I think she's in like an improv. Like,
I was gonna say you said she's
actor.
an Austin-based theater kind of person. Okay.
Yeah. Like she's totally like.
Are she a similar age? Even I wonder if they came up together.
I bet they did.
I wonder if
find
they're
out.
the same age.
80. You're listening.
80.
I know.
Edie and Scoot. Are you friends?
Sitting in a tree, being friends and talking to me. That's it.
That's good.
That's all I had. Marbling paper.
So I'm going to talk maybe at length, maybe very briefly about a TV show that I just finished up.
Okay.
It was on Amazon Prime.
All right.
It's called Life of a Mistress.
Dude.
But that's not a very good title for it.
Okay.
That's an English translation of its Russian title. Which is actually manumission / free papers. I'm fucking learning Russian now based on this show. So
right.
If you know anything about me, you probably know this. I like period and costume dramas.
Interesting.
This is one of them, and it's one of the best ones I've ever fucking seen.
Ashley, why is it good?
Every aspect of it is good. Everyone is pretty. The villains are so villainous. There's always something happening that is like you don't really expect. Like, where's it going to go now? And it's 18 episodes long. They're about an hour long each.
Yeah.
It's 100% in Russian, except for when it's in German. Like, you know what I mean? It's like fucking nuts.
They're like, how much more evil can we make the show?
The heroine, her name is Polina. I call her Polina Pureheart. She is the most good person who has ever lived. It is 1830s Russia. Let me tell you, things are not going good for Polina. She was raised to be like the mistress of a manor. So that's what Life of a Mistress is meant to be. It's not mistress like you're having an affair with a married man. You're like mistress and master. Yeah. Turns out my bitch is a serf, aka a slave. You're a slave. There is still hardcore slavery happening in Russia in the 1830s.
Also, probably like right now.
I think it was abolished around the same time as here in the 1860s. Yeah. I know.
Making a face.
But if you like romance, if you like betrayal, if you like action, if you like villains who are like, I am sending you to the coal pits.
Yeah.
And then it's like, Polina has to be saved from the coal pits. And then it's like 4 episodes later, it'll be like, do you remember when you were in the coal pit? And then we like reminisce to the coal pits. Like, yes. Random. When I say random is like an overused word, but what this show does is it like holds moments for like a really, really, really long time where it's like, here's some peasant girls singing a song and they're going to sing this entire fucking song. And it's like, you're probably going to cry by the time it's over because it's like, oh my God, it's like the best kind of propaganda too. It's like the best kind of propaganda. It's not against other countries. Yeah. And it's not even like Russia is the best. Yeah. They're like serfdom is bad, but it's like, you know what? It's like, it's good to respect the priest or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's got everything. No one will ever watch it. No one will watch it. I am fully aware of this. There's a girl called Tatiana. She's a serf. She runs away to the big city with her husband, Boris, who immediately starts doing crime to get money to pay for Tatiana because she's like embarrassed to be a serf in the big city. Also everyone is always killing themselves or threatening to kill themselves.
I mean, I'm interested in this.
The guy that her husband hires to teach her how to read and write.
Is he hot?
He is a Ken doll. It is absurd. And he's a piece of shit. It's like...
I'm interested.
And there are people who you think are villains, but it's like everyone has their own agenda, and you can only go so far within your own agenda. You know, it's like, oh, this other woman, she's my rival. It's like, yeah, but it's fucking 1830. She's got to get married too, or she's going to be on the street. It's like...
So I was telling you before we started, like, I took a post-Soviet Russian course just like as an elective in college. It was like the best fucking class I ever took of my whole life. Like, when I think back to college, I remember like 3 classes probably that I took. The post-Soviet Russian one was taught by this woman that was in like her 80s, and she was an American woman who had been a Russian spy. And so...
Wait. An American spy in Russia? Okay.
And her name was Lou, and she was American, obviously, and she was my professor, and she loved Russia. Like, she was, like, obviously, like, working for the Americans. Like, she hated, like, the things happening in the, you know... Cold War and all this kind of shit. But she was like so in love with the culture and like all this shit. And I learned so much about it. And this show that you've just described, like everyone in Russia knows what it's like to not trust a fucking soul. Ever.
You have to. There is so much bribery.
Yes.
There is so much bribery. It's like, hey, I've lost my friend in the city. Where do I find her? Oh, I can tell you where to find her for the right price.
Right.
It's like, okay, fuck, here we go.
And
like,
so,
yeah.
I've never been there. I hate to like paint with a broad brush, but like took this class. This woman like lived there and had an affinity for it. And literally her whole thing was just, that's just how everybody is. Everybody is kind of shady as fuck all the time, but like good natured. They're just trying to live their lives.
I am not exaggerating when I say the hero, Polina, God bless, she is like a female Jesus Christ within the context. She is so good.
They're all like,
you know
this
what I
is
mean?
fake.
She's so good until she like realizes the things that she's done bad at, you know? And there are people where you think they're a villain. It's like, oh, this old fucking nun, she's gonna be a bitch.
And then she's like,
but then she's like,
maybe not.
She's like, she's like, you're running away. And she's like, but when you walk away, you can see your path more clearly. And it's like, what? There's like all this like fucking folk wisdom they're dropping on you, like constantly.
Love folk wisdom.
There's like titties midway through.
Love titties.
Peasant girls get full bush titties out and they start beating one another with like birch sticks. It's like, and they sing, and it's like, and now we're just singing, and like,
I mean,
you know,
this sounds like a great show.
It's so good. It is called Life of a Mistress / Manumission / Free Papers / the Russian title is Volnaya Grammatova. I started trying to fucking learn Russian to research this.
You'll
like
love
the
it.
production company, it's like, I'm pretty sure it was funded in large part by the government. Like I said, if you like costume dramas, if you're like, I like the BBC Pride and Prejudice, I like this, you will like this.
If you like costume drama, if you like
Romance.
Russia, if you like romance, if you like
more
Bush.
English. Honestly, it's kind of more like an English show, I think, than like, because I watch any costume drama from any fucking country about any subject, and most of them are trash. So that this was good was happy to me.
So I have a couple other people on my list, and the segue from this that I'm just gonna have to pick because I have too many. The thing that I want to talk about is that I hate what you hate, which is the marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
It's so bad.
It's one of the worst shows ever. I'm going to go ahead and say sorry to the 4 people listening to this that I know. I don't like Amy Sherman Palladino's shit. I never liked Gilmore Girls, really. I really hate
I just couldn't get into Gilmore Girls.
It.
I couldn't get into it. I've never seen it
Hate
enough
is
to
strong.
even like have an opinion.
Hate is strong, but nobody talks like that. It really took me out of it. I'm very into either it's so broadly written that like no one talks like that kind of thing where it's like cartoonish, or I want dialogue to be like believable.
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls is like neither. It's like no one talks like that. No one's like
It's very scripted.
It's so scripted.
It's very scripted.
And it's so quick. Hey. And then Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is the exact same thing. Also, fucking what's her name? Family Guy lady. Like she is a noted piece of shit, and everyone's like, oh man, she got up there and really gave it to him. She didn't have a brain. And it's like, I mean, she's like, she says the N word. Like she's a bad person.
I haven't like 100. My boyfriend, like, he likes it. He enjoys the show, and I know what up. It's like I can only suspend my disbelief for so long and for so far. What fucking got my goat. More than probably anything I've ever seen on television was Mrs. Maisel Goes to the Apollo and the fucking 1962 Apollo theater crowd who's there to see like one of the most popular singers in America who everyone loves. It's it's Nat King Cole or whatever. And it's like, and they love all your gay jokes. I don't fucking buy it. I don't fucking buy it. Isn't Midge delightful is the subtext of everything. And it's like, eat my fucking dick. Absolutely. They would have bum rushed that bitch off the fucking stage. How dare you open your mouth about Shai Baldwin? Who the fuck are you? Who is this bitch? I just can't. I can't. But I mean, there was like standing ovation. It was like everyone loved it.
No, they
Get
didn't.
fucking real. It's still 1962.
Right.
You literally just established in a scene 5 minutes ago that he has a large church crowd audience. You literally just established that religious people are a fan of him. And you know how religious people in 1962 are. They just like love a gay joke. And they love to be like, the man I have a crush on, he sure is gay. Like, that's totally a fucking thing that happens. Absolute balls out nonsense.
Bullshit. Yeah. Well, and just to go back to Alex Borstein being racist.
like her character?
Well, like the Miss Swan shit.
Yeah.
Remember,
yeah, she was on like Mad. That's
basically,
right.
she built her entire career making fun of Asian people in this way and making it like palatable.
Is she a gambler? Like, do you not have enough Family Guy money? Like, do you even need this fucking job?
Why do you need this job? Also, lastly, I just fucking hate it, and I think it's not funny.
It's like, I feel like Aretha Franklin when she's like talking shit about Taylor Swift, and it's like beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns.
Yeah, it looks good.
Costumes are great. Like,
you know what?
These cars sure all seem period appropriate to me.
I could see that and watch Mad Men.
A
show that isn't bad.
There's like, here's my grandma's photo album. Would you look at that?
Here's the internet. Anyway, so I hate it.
Is anyone on Maisel fuckable?
No, because they're on it.
Am I supposed to hate the ex-husband? I can't remember. Because I don't know. Is there still a baby? Does she still have children?
I
don't know.
I've watched 5 minutes of this and I was like, this is stupid.
I watched too much of it.
Okay, let's do bag.
Oh, bag time.
All right.
I hope there's like lots of
time.
I hope there's Russians in there.
I hope there's I hope that Lev Parnas, number one. Is he? Yeah, whatever. Okay, so number one, pulling it out. You ready?
Yeah.
First hottie of season 3 from the bag. From you, the readers. Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan?
I mean, fuck yeah, fuck Jackie Chan.
No. No. The first thing I thought of is when I was
he's terrible. I'm sure he's done something. Has he been involved in something?
I mean, the whole reason he was like allowed to have a career or whatever is because he is just like, he just like dick sucks the Chinese government or whatever. He's just like totally down for it. And I don't know. I'm not down for that.
I don't have the juice on Jackie Chan. I feel like I just got really mad at Alex Borstein for being racist against Asian people.
One time I was in Los Angeles and I was at a restaurant in Chinatown or whatever, and then there was a sign. It was like part of what's the fucking Jackie Chan Chris Tucker movie?
Oh yeah,
Fast and the Furious. Yeah, and it was like part of that was that was literally the first thing I thought of when you said Jackie Chan. I was like, one time I stood next to a restaurant where he filmed. That is my opinion.
Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion. He's fine.
I feel like we did this one before. Have we talked about Spinderella in the past, as in Salt, Pepper, and Spinderella?
I mean, no, but I mean, yeah, she's cool. She was awesome.
I am on record as being a fan of spiders. So obviously Spinderella is just going to go ahead and jump up a few places in my bag ranking of people, just because she also honors and respects the spider, a powerful creature.
Yeah, Spinderella, badass. Like in that time period, just
she knew how to spin those records and scratch them and do all the beats.
She's
like, I know how to drop.
Yeah,
let me just Google her real quick.
There probably were not a ton of other peers that she had, I would imagine.
Birth name Deirdre Roper. Ooh, born in either 70 or 71. I like a little mystery.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's some Catherine Zeta's.
Okay. You know what? 11 out of 10, Spinderella.
Yeah, Spinderella rules.
Yeah.
When you lie about your age, you immediately jump up in my book.
And in Arrows, where it's like there's fucking receipts. It's like, no, here's your 1973 high school yearbook or what. I love
the Wikipedia editors are like, okay, this one stays. This one stands. All right. Okay. Ugh. Oh, well.
That's fascinating.
2018 Johnny Depp from Elizabeth Jones, a dear friend.
Yeah.
So I know Elizabeth Jones. I cannot imagine Elizabeth Jones likes 2018 Johnny Depp.
There's absolutely no way. I mean,
2018 Johnny Depp is, if I could get in a time machine and still think that Johnny Depp was hot, that'd be cool, but fuck it. He's a fucking trash can.
Real
He's
talk.
the worst. He's
talk.
He's an abuser.
Maybe.
He's an abuser at worst. At best, he's a fucking pussy liar. Like, he's just never owning up to anything and, like, constantly throwing other people under the bus. He's had all these legal troubles.
I say this all the fucking time, and he's a primo example of it. It's like, I haven't heard no for 25 fucking years.
Yes.
Everyone around me is an enabler. Everyone around me is buying me bottles of wine and liquor. You know what? It's just, you're an alcoholic. You are an alcoholic, and you have the mental life of, when did he get famous? 22, 23 years old? You know, he was so fucking young. And you don't have that face anymore, baby.
No, you don't. And he's in, like, the Hollywood Vampires band. Like,
it's pathetic. It's the exact same kind.
Gross.
He is so clearly enthralled with the worst aspects of masculinity. It's
sure.
like he is the Sean Penn of, like, fucking it's like,
I think the thing with him that really fucking set me off, full disclosure, big anti-domestic abuse advocate. Not a fan of it.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it. And he just follows every notable pattern of that. So there was just too much evidence that was, to me, irrefutable, where he was trying to say, like, do I think Amber Heard is like a bastion of
she's no Paulina Pureheart, but it doesn't fucking matter.
That doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And I think that's the biggest thing to me, is like, I could give a shit. She could be gutter rat trash. I still think he abused her, and I still think that they had an abusive relationship, and I still think there's a power dynamic that, even if he hadn't hit her, there's a power dynamic of intimidation and things that he just very clearly did that are very obvious, and you can't dispute it. And I can't
speaks to the whole
ever
power dynamic of Hollywood.
him.
That's horrible too. It's like, why is there even a 2018 Johnny Depp?
Right.
Why is there a 2018 Johnny Depp?
Still around?
There are literally millions of people who can do Johnny Depp's job.
Yes.
There are a lot of them are in Los Angeles right now. There's some of them in fucking Russia who are even hotter. Like, seriously, only 400 people in the world can be famous actors.
Johnny
Get fucking
Depp.
real. Get fucking real.
Vladimir Depp.
Oh, God. Man, it was good.
Here's the deal. On the record, if it weren't clear, fuck Johnny Depp. Current day Johnny Depp.
I'm not going to say that I didn't like him in the 90s when I was like a kid.
We all thought he was cute.
Donald Glover from The Bag.
Babe.
Yeah.
He's a babe.
He's a babe. I believe I talked at one point about his, like, producer and, like, his writing partner, Ludwig Göransson, who shares his September 1st, 1984 birthday with me. While I like Donald, I feel like the stars are pushing me toward Ludwig a little.
I think my biggest thing about Donald, not a huge fan of his TV stuff. It's fine.
I haven't watched Atlanta. I haven't seen it.
It's good. I mean, like, it's all good. I'm going to be your contrarian. I really like Solo, A Star Wars Story. I thought he was a fun Lando.
I didn't see that.
I thought it was fun. I actually think it was one of the most enjoyable of the new Star Wars ones.
I feel like
Rogue
he's
One
a little bit of a dummy, maybe. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it took me a while to get on the Childish Gambino wagon, mainly because people that really liked it really annoyed the shit out of me. It would be like people at work that I was like, fuck off, like, whatever. Like,
I've also been on the internet.
The only rapper you like is the guy on Community? Okay, cool. All right. And
hey, I like Nelly.
Right. Yeah, you do. And then I gave it a shot, and I was like, okay, he's very smart. This is good.
Winn Butler. I'm just pulling names out of the back. He's the singer from Arcade Fire. He sweated on me. Yeah. I got his sweat on me at a Bonnaroo concert one year.
I saw him at the Ryman many years ago. He's fine.
I like the one that goes. I like the one that goes. Lies, lies. That's a good song. I also like the one that's like the cars, they don't go. Yeah. There's some Arcade Fire songs that are good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
And it's like, that's, good for him. He's Canadian.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
He's very tall.
He's another one of those like 6'5"ers.
He and Lee Pace should fight.
Oh my God. I would fucking watch that.
I would go to a pugilism standoff.
I think Lee Pace would kick his ass.
I do too.
I think Lee Pace would absolutely kick Winn Butler. How tall? Hang on.
Hold on. Just look it up. I'm going to pull one more out.
Yeah.
And then we're going to wrap it up.
Winn Butler height 6'4", so Pace got an inch on him. But hang on, Winn Butler is 39. Who's got the age?
I bet Lee Pace is younger.
Lee Pace is 40. Okay, so Lee Pace is a year older and an inch taller.
Fuck. This may be a draw.
This is like... I think it's going to come down to who fights dirty, and I think Winn Butler will fight dirtier.
Yeah. Because they're like French Canadian.
And that's the way they are.
Okay, last one. Cate Blanchett.
Oh, I mean...
Perfect. She's perfect.
The thing about Cate Blanchett is it's somewhat of a meme that it's like, now you're a lesbian. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you've seen Cate Blanchett and now you are gay. And it's like, yeah, honestly, I think so, yes. Like,
yeah, actually.
I saw a documentary called Carol, where it's about a straight woman who meets Cate Blanchett and is gay for her.
At like a Walgreens in the 50s.
She was shop girl. Shop girl meets housewife.
Cate Blanchett's face is perfect. Her body is perfect. Her clothes are perfect. Her accent is perfect. Her choices are perfect.
Yes.
She is in the movie Carol, which is pretty good.
She's like, okay.
But then she'll also do like broad ass, like I loved that she was she in Thor Ragnarok? She was in the Thor movie.
Yeah. She's the villain with the horns.
Good in that too.
Yeah,
like,
and
she's good in all the things.
And she's like, I'm a fairy or an elf or whatever. Yes. An elf and a fairy are the same thing.
Cate Blanchett in Elf is my favorite lesbian character.
Cate Blanchett and Scoot McNairy in Elf 2. This time they're Russian.
Honestly. Sign me up.
Cate Blanchett.
I'm wet. At hotminute.com. HOTT minute. This has been it.
Put more names in the bag.
240 Tad Hot. We love you all. You're all so much hotter than Jackie Chan.
Thanks. Hang on. Lee Pace's middle name is Grinner.